Harris, my first question is for you. Your character, without giving too much away, has sort of a surprising role in this movie. Did you know what your character arc was going to be when you signed on? What was it like reading that script for the first time?
Yeah, well, I met Matthew before I'd read the script, and I read it for the first time in person with him. He let me read like a physical copy, which was cool. But yeah, sort of surprised and kind of invigorated by it. I don't know. It's nice to be shocking with storytelling. So yeah.
Gemma, you were wonderful in this movie. You were so good. I wish you were in it more. When you joined on as Polly, do you think we're ever going to see you in another one of these at all?
I sure hope so. I mean, I think it's set up that way. So I hope that this was like the introduction to Polly, and then like we have.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping too. Yeah, I did.
Oh no, I would love to. I love playing her, so I would love to bring her back.
That's great. Yeah, I did a tiny bit of research here before I hopped on. It looks like the only sequel that you've ever done is Saint Trinian's 2. So it would be great.
It's true.
It would be great to see you come back. Yes.
Yeah, man, that was my first film, Saint Trinian's 1.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, the point being, I'd love to see you come back.
Thank
Gemma,
you.
for you, again, I talked to Jaimin earlier about how he does a lot of sword work in this movie, but your character is a little bit more of a gunslinger. Did you have to do a lot of training for that? Or I mean, you were in like the James Bond movie and everything like that. Did past experience help you at all?
No, I mean, I had to learn from scratch. I loved it. I mean, it was hard. I became a bit obsessed with the gunslinging and trying to get it right. And then I remember saying to Matthew, there was a scene, without spoiling anything, there's a scene where I come and shoot someone at the end of a big moment. And I really wanted to just, casually do a little gunsling on the way out. And I remember, saying to Matthew, please, can I do it on the way out? Just a little, like it's nothing, no big deal. And he was like, well, yeah, do you think you can do it? And I was like, yeah, I've been practicing loads. And I just couldn't do it. It just kept on slipping out my hand. And he's like, are you going to do it? Yeah, no, give me another take. But I did, in the end, I did manage to do it. But yeah, no, I did a lot of practicing with people who are amazing at it and can do it like on 2 hands and do all tricks and stuff and go around their heads and under their legs and stuff. So, life skill, now learned, life skill.
Great. Yeah, hopefully you get to use that again. I would definitely just hit myself in the face with the gun. But so this question is kind of for both of you. I'm gonna start with Harris, but then Gemma, I would love to hear your thoughts on it as well. So watching this movie, it felt like if I was gonna derive some sort of message from it, it really felt like a lot of it was kind of an anti-war movie. I was wondering what your thoughts on that were, or if that's how you see it, or if maybe you picked something else up from this movie that I didn't.
Yeah, no, I think that's an astute point. I think what's also interesting about Rafe's character and the dynamic between him and I is that the point he's trying to prove essentially is that there's better ways to sort of solve conflicts, and whether that's directly linked to the point in question of war, or whether it's all sort of conflicts in general. We've had a terrible history of violent wars, and the human cost of it has been devastating. And so yeah, I guess if there's anything we can take from it, it's to try and solve things without doing that, I guess.
Yeah, I think it is a message that Matthew wanted to convey, and I think he believes that very strongly. And this Kingsman agency, having being created so that the inevitability is that there will always be conflict, and and there will always be people, disagreeing and potentially wars breaking out and things. And so this Kingsman being created to kind of protect and try to prevent that from happening. So it's a sort of, peaceful organization, I guess, that use like guns and violence and knives and stuff to stop these things from happening. But it's I think that is, you're right, it's the message of the film. I mean, a recurring theme that it was in your face the whole movie is just like the deep love that people have for each other and how that's so much more important than anything else that's going on, especially in today's world. So I'm glad that the movie is kind of telling that same story. Gemma, you've worked with a lot of great directors. What was it like working with Matthew Vaughn? I loved working with Matthew Vaughan. I've been such a fan of his since, all the way back when he produced Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. I've just been a fan of his. He's got such a strong identity. It's so clear and strong. And I was a little bit nervous about working with him because I thought, what's he going to be like? But I loved him, and he so knows what he wants, but at the same time is very playful and allows the actors to do what feels right and allows us to play as well. I mean, we were under such sort of strict, not strict, but it was a very, very hefty schedule, and there was a lot to do. And yet, when we had time in the scenes, he was really generous, and I just adored working with him. And he's a lovely guy as well.
That's great. So Harris, you have a lot of really great scenes with Ralph, and I was just wondering, what was it like working opposite him as much as you were able to do?
It was obviously it was great. I mean, I'm genuinely like such a fan of his work. I think he's one of those actors that everyone wants to work alongside. I mean, I felt it was an honor. Like it really was. It was a real sort of insight into someone who is incredibly diligent and just so focused on the craft, like he set the whole tone of the film. He was really the one spearheading this, and I think his focus and his just the way that he approached the role and the film in general, it really shows his process, and I think as a young actor to be near that is just it's special. Yeah, I had a lovely time, and he's a wonderful person as well. He made me feel very comfortable and very at ease. So yeah. I mean, you were able to stand toe to toe with him in every scene you were in. This really did kind of feel like a breakout movie for you. Is that something that you've looked at it in that way, or are you taking it just one project at a time? Do you have any thoughts on what you want to do next? Any dream roles? Oh man, I don't know. I guess I just do like everyone, just sort of trying to find the next job, innit? I don't know. Just trying to work, man. I'm just grateful to be happy and healthy and working with good people. I think that's all you really want to do, is work with nice people as well. I think, lucky that everyone on this was genuinely just a good person. I think you hear stories about people working in at high levels and you sort of get a bit intimidated by it. But my dream roles, I don't know, that's sort of quite intimidating to think that. I don't know.